I'm allowed to have an opinion without being racist. I am. And if you can't see through that, then this is your problem, not mine.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
What's happening, guys? This is Chris from Average American. Very sensitive time that we're in right now. You know, we've said we're going to talk different things throughout this little video series, including race. So I guess it's time to do that. This has been laying heavy on my heart for a little over a week now. Sorry, Jen, my partner is not here right now, and I'm sure she'll do one. Let me preface this whole video for all the haters and the trolls by saying I am not a racist. I guess that's what everybody says. You know, I hate to try to give credentials for something. You know, one of my best friends is black. You know, then the haters are going to say that's a token. Well, no, it's not. That's my friend. He's not a token. He's a human being. My father-in-law is black. I have a multicultural family, as a matter of fact. Like we've said, I think, in our intro video. You know, I have a gay sister. I have an aunt, straight from Mexico. I have an aunt that grew up straight from Malaysia. I have black sister-in-laws. I have families that's been to prison. I have family that's on drugs. I have family that preaches. I have family that travels. I have family in the military. I have family that's retired. So by no means am I a racist or bigoted, because I wouldn't be proud to say that's my family if I was. I'm not racist because I'm white. I have no white guilt. I have no white privilege. I have no white privilege. Shocker, right? So by saying that, you know, many black friends, you know, they're not tokens. I'm not saying that to try to, whatever excuse you're going to use, I'm not saying that to beef up a resume or, oh, I have a black friend, I'm not racist. No, that's not the point. And if that's where your mind goes when you watch this, then you're the problem, not me. So let's get down to the juicy giblets of this video about George Floyd. I'm outraged about the murder. I really am. It was sick, almost hard to watch. Me being in law enforcement for almost 10 years, I understand both sides. And I don't understand the cops in this case. White, Asian, black, looked like Hispanic, maybe another white dude, I don't remember. His death is outrageous. And you might not agree with this. But, and it's what Candace Owens said, I thought it but couldn't put it into the same words. He shouldn't be a martyr. He should not be a martyr for the black community, in my opinion. In my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion without being racist. I am. And if you can't see through that, then this is your problem, not mine. You are the problem, not me. If somebody says Black Lives Matter, the popular debate is it's retaliated with All Lives Matter. Now I'm talking about the bones of this. They're both right. Black lives do matter. All lives do matter. It's not a political debate. It's not a political stunt. The problem is when you look at the statistics of this so-called systemic racism, that's where you get into the problem of this being a political issue. And what wrenches my gut and makes me sick to my stomach is how this has been politicized. From the black community, Republicans and Democrats alike. Y'all turn this dude into a martyr for your cause. Not everybody. Now, this isn't a blanket statement. As a martyr for police brutality. But then, when the stats are out, you find out more cops have shot more white people. Now, I understand that the percentage thing, I understand that. But it's turned into, what it is, it tries to turn into a race thing. But then you have all these videos and all these instances of white people being shot in cold blood by cops. But we don't hear about that. See, and that's a problem to me. Because the media has allowed everybody to be so divisive and start hating each other for an agenda. I think this is way deeper than what people think. Something else that really pisses me off, and I have family that does this, and if y'all happen to be watching this, which I doubt, I will gladly show you. I went through 5 people on my Facebook. I went through 5 different people, a couple of family members, a couple of friends, and then like a couple of people I didn't really know too well. Actually just one. I think it was, 2 and 1. Went through all their old posts. You know, Black lives didn't matter to them until something happened. Until this was an image, a face for their party to see. For the past year almost, Black lives weren't important to them at all. The last time Black lives mattered to them was probably like the Ferguson case or some other cases, which many come to find out the cops were not in the wrong. Some were. That's the only time. That's the only time that Black lives matter. They don't matter each and every day that at the same time Mr. Floyd was killed, the 85 people were shot in Chicago on the same day. That doesn't matter. And I'm allowed to have it. I don't have to be black to understand injustice. He's in prison or in jail awaiting trial along with the 3 other cops. What more justice do you want? People justifying rioting and looting? This isn't an agenda. This isn't funny. It's not cool to put on your Facebook to black it out. I get it. And I'm not hating on those that do, but the hypocrisy of it, like many things, is what really fires me up. You know, because I'm told I have white privilege. I'm told I don't have an opinion. I'm told I'm racist if I say all lives matter. And that's not coming to me as a white guy trying to disprove the Black Lives Matter movement. But just like y'all bash the Confederate flag, which in most cases is just a Southern pride and heritage. It has nothing to do with endorsing treason or racism. That's ignorance on your part and just a Democratic talking point. But by that same logic, what about those radicals with the Black Lives Matter movement? Correct? That have tainted that flag. See, why doesn't it go both ways? Because you're always going to have extremes on both sides. Always. So it's okay for you to tear down monuments. Not that's endorsing the history, but acknowledging where we come from. Yet you can fly a Black Lives Matter flag with signs and tweets and saying on video to kill white people and all the things that you're going to do. And I don't believe that represents all black people. But it's okay to call one extremist and bad but not the other. Why is that? And if you agree with that, how dare you? If all 6 of you that watch this that know me, you know I'm not racist. Never have been. As a matter of fact, I used to drive a big jacked up truck with a rebel flag hanging on the whip antenna. And you know what we did? Well, I was one of the very few white boys that play basketball. But we'd all drive to the gym. They'd all ride with me. 5 or 6 of them. Wasn't about race. Matter of fact, where I grew up, and I've seen a debate on this on Facebook, there's probably just as many black people wearing Dixie Outfitter shirts as there was white people. We can't keep on being so divided. We can't. I don't care about your feelings for Trump. I don't care your political party. This has nothing to do with parties. And now, unfortunately, both of them are embarrassing themselves, like always, both political parties, by making this political. There are so many deep issues within the black community that Democrats are not, absolutely not, in these major cities addressing. They make promises to, like all politicians. Republicans aren't addressing it either. You know, emotions run this. Facts, statistics, like most political things, don't matter. You know, then it's called diverting to state these statistics, not because I'm racist, but because when you start really getting down to the bones of it, you kind of have to go tit for tat, and I don't think you should, and that's not what I'm going to do. But you show a headline here, and there's just as many, if not more, over here. Blacks killing blacks every day. Exponentially bigger than whites killing blacks. But black lives don't matter until it's a white man. Let alone a white man with a black and an Asian dude holding him down. But this is a white on black thing because the media wants you to think that. Explain to me why these big cities, Minneapolis, why did they let the town get burnt down to the point they did? It just seems awful weird. Why do people in the name of justice riot and loot their own color? And it wasn't all Nazis and Antifa. Yeah, there was people that incited these riots. There were. But the videos are there of all colors. And most of the protests across the nation were peaceful. Most were. Absolutely were. But you know how news is, and you're going to get a lot of the negative. But what's bad, and also the news promoted the negative. We're in the days of calling good evil and evil good on both sides of the political spectrum. It's sickening. I have no white guilt. I have no white privilege. At all. I don't believe in that. Do I believe your upper echelon of people, the people that run the entire world, are white? Or a version of it, might not be Irish white, but they have a Caucasian type skin, that run the entire world, own all the companies. That's your white privilege. The people behind the scenes, not your everyday average American. Nowhere in history has everybody been on the same level financially, intellectually. But nowhere in history has there been opportunities like America has given every race and color. America has had its flaws. Rewriting the history to fit an agenda only makes things worse. And see, when you talk to people about this kind of stuff, they divert. For me to give statistics of black on black, white on black, black on white, blah, 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 that's called diverting. And I've read all these articles. No, I don't want. It doesn't matter. Somebody's opinion does not matter in this case. It doesn't matter. Because to say I'm diverting in a racist is actually diverting from the facts. My new term, the arrogant ignorance. So many people are puffing themselves up because they know so much and they're so woke. Because they changed their profile background on Facebook or their Facebook cover to Black Lives Matter, or they blacked it out, or they put All Lives Matter, or it's all blue. We support the police. You're not woke. You're not doing anything. What are you doing on? Most people are just keyboard warriors anyway. Oh, you might set up an account to try to raise some money. Here's my question, and I was supposed to interview an old friend of mine. He's actually mixed, but the weather here in Florida got too bad. Hopefully we can still do it. And I look forward to this video. Let him tell his story. I don't know his political beliefs or religious beliefs. I don't know his trials as a black man. I don't know, as he would say. I don't know what he's been through, but I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to talk with him. And then at the end of that video, I'm going to talk with him, and I hope you're watching this. What can we do locally? I've never done anything, and most of you haven't either. You want to get on Facebook and complain and be a warrior, and shame on you. I'll start calling y'all out. How many of y'all all of a sudden are saying now, oh, it's so hard to be a black man because you feel this power? How about we go back and look at all your old Facebook posts about how hard it was? No, it wasn't hard. You out partying. You got a good job. You're working. Either that or sleeping with 5 different, whatever the case may be. Now this just ain't black. It's everybody. I don't want to hear that crap. That I'm keeping you down. I said, we've all got our stories. Arrogant ignorance. It's running rampant. People are getting caught up in the mob mentality. Because let me tell you something, it's from a white perspective. And there's nothing wrong with saying white and black perspectives. We're different. We have different cultures. That's what makes America great. There's nothing wrong with that. We are different. You know, some of the stereotypes of all races is what makes them so great. And it's not racist to mention them or talk about them. Instead, we should embrace them. If racism in my hometown, I'm only going to talk about mine, is an issue, there's nobody in my community doing anything about it. Other than now, after the media's made a big fuss about this, they're getting on Facebook, screaming and yelling, condoning some of the actions and calling all white people racist, and they don't agree 100% with what they say. What sense does that make? What are you helping? So, after I talk with my friend, I'm going to try to set something up. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it together. What can we do in my little area? What can you do in your area to maybe bring awareness, raise some money, get people together, fellowshipping in a community, doing things together other than ball games? Getting on Facebook and ranting, there's no human interaction. Get together, shake hands, hug, exchange stories. I'm not going to sit here and let these arrogant liberals, arrogant Republicans, extremists on both sides tell me what I am or what I am not. I'm not going to let them divide me. Indivisible, our country, indivisible. And it has to stay that way. So I ask all my local community, red, yellow, black, and white, and everything in between, what can we do to come together? Where can we meet? I love everybody, or I do my best to. Might not get along with everybody, but I do mean well. And we don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to. That's the beauty of America. I had a conversation with an old friend of mine on Facebook, and we didn't see eye to eye on everything. Somebody actually commented on how it was a good civil conversation. We didn't yell, we didn't block each other. And he said at the end, and I felt the same way, there's no bad blood. That's the kind of interactions people need to be having. Not getting caught up in a mob mentality. Because here's what's going to happen. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Not everybody is level-headed. So you're going to keep poking people, calling them racist just because they're white. Could be dirt poor like me. Born poor, still poor. I have a roof over my head. I have land. I provide for my own. I don't have no debt hardly. And an amazing family. That is the American dream to me. I don't need any more money. I've made more money. I am content. And what makes you content is your business. But you're going to keep poking people that work hard for what they got. You're going to keep threatening them. You're going to get in their face screaming they're racist simply because they're white or any other color or even black. You're going to wake up a sleeping giant. Because it's not fair that the voice of the small, the voice of the extremes on both sides gets so much coverage. Because that's what the media wants. They want division. Wake up, America. We're better than this. I know this is kind of all over the place. But I'm legitimately, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the hate. I really am. There's too many of our veterans that have fought for freedom, fought for peace. Whether the wars were justified or not, they did it out of patriotism. Patriotism does not equal racism. Doesn't equal fascism. And that's another thing y'all need to look up, what fascism really is and how it has occurred throughout history. Don't watch these fake memes with misleading information in them. Really look at what it is and how it's been done. But besides that, I love y'all. Let's stop the hate. Let's move on. Let's do better. God bless.